Shut up. I only just realised what you said. Okay, it's really hot in my room right now.
Yeah. Take off your
I'm gonna put some long socks on and turn the aircon. Kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, well, you could have done this before we started, but you know, here we are.
Some long socks. Alright, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
We're doing it.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm
We're
hyped.
ready.
I'm gonna break my neck.
Welcome to the Drop Bear Podcast, everyone. I'm Sam.
I'm Max.
And today we're gonna have some interesting topics to talk about. Just ignore the fact that my dog is barking its head off outside. He is actually insane, medically ill, if you will. Yeah. So today we've got some interesting topics. First of all, I want to start off with the funniest shit probably me and Max have both seen in a while, is a YouTube channel by the name of Superhuman
and
or
let me
Super
just
Hummin.
reiterate, he deserves this name, man. Like, is it? Oh,
He is.
It is. It's comedy gold. It is by far the best.
The greatest
It
thing
is
ever.
the second coming of Christ himself. Like, for all you Catholics out there, this motherfucker is your new Messiah. For those of you who don't know who Superhuman is,
Human, Hummin, however you want to pronounce it. He I'll let you take it off because you're a super fan of this man.
I am a Superhuman fan. He is a man with the biggest balls known to mankind.
He's got one goal, that's it.
And it's to jump on shit like a WWE wrestler. And you know what? It is gold. And I'm not just talking crash dummies or safety equipment. No, get that shit out of here. We're talking the glass. We're talking toasters. We're talking barbed wire. This man has done it all. If you can think about it, he will do it, or he already has done it.
You can suggest him something and he'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking at some of the videos here. It's like, that's pretty varied. Some things are like Pokemon cards, but you look at the names of the videos, and it just sounds absurd. Getting hit with a light tube skateboard, Tony Hawk.
It just gets better.
It just gets better and better.
And the thing is, right, if you just read the thumbnail, it gives you the context. And then if you just play the audio, you can just...
There is no clickbait. He does what he says.
It's not bullshit. It's not, oh my god, I got mugged. And they just, were passing someone and they were asking for a bit of money. They were like...
Yeah.
Jumping onto barbed wire. He jumps onto barbed wire and it gets stuck in his back like barbed wire would.
He's done it twice too, from what I've seen. Like the first time,
Superhuman, man.
And then the second time, even after the painful experience. I just want to know. I want to see like the outcomes of how it happens afterwards.
Dude,
like,
it's so good. It happens. You hear him like screaming on the floor for a bit, and then it just cuts.
It just cuts.
That's it. They're like
it's like perfectly cut videos,
and it's like perfectly cut screen. It is gold. It just if anybody knows Superhuman, or if anyone's a fan of him like I am, please, we want to talk to this man.
It's only 200,000. He needs more.
He deserves
He's
more.
worth more.
He deserves...
honestly, if we can get into contact with this man...
we need to talk to this dude. We need to raise awareness for this guy. I'm telling you, man.
We need a GoFundMe.
To
have his own fucking gymnasium for his stunts.
Sledding through barbed wire.
Yeah. Jumping out of a helicopter 10 feet off the ground into a glass pool. I don't know, something like that. Just like some really absurd shit.
Love it.
And it's the funniest part. I cannot
It's just
stress this enough. It's just the sound at the end. Like, it sounds sadistic that we're laughing at the fact that he's in pain.
But
it's just the it's like perfectly cut scream videos. You know those?
That just cuts.
Yeah. And it just stops. And that's it. That's the funniest shit ever. And only
YouTube
this man would
monetizes
think
it.
to do this.
It's like,
And if you just look at him too, he's not like some really jacked up dude that's like 6'4" with like medals. He's just a general purpose man.
He's
that's
a dude
just
with
like
a trampoline and no will.
a dream. That too.
But
and he's got a weird obsession with hot sauce too. I don't know why.
Well, anyone who's craving that pain sensation always likes.
We'll drink hot sauce. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
God, what a man.
That's a legend.
It's just the fact that he's just thought about this.
What YouTube
I reckon we need to interview him and ask him if this was like a progressive thing since childhood. Or was just like a son.
It would be.
As a child. So as a child, I actually really enjoyed hurting myself on the regular occasion, jumping into shit.
Dude, you could make arse out of it.
Dude, I don't want to even know how many glass shards are in his spine or arm.
We need to talk to this man.
This really doesn't. I don't want to shit on his content. Like, this is amazing. Like, nobody else can make this but this man.
It's just.
But it's like, it would not take much effort to say, drinking hot sauce and running into light tubes would fence. Like.
It's the balls to do it. It's not like high budget. I fill up my pool with jelly bellies or whatever. It's just good old fashioned. I'm jumping off a trampoline into barbed wire.
And he's a small channel, and he really doesn't, like, you wouldn't think something to be, like, constant entertainment. But people that are like...
It gets better every time.
The funny thing is, also, I'm looking at his channel, it's the background banner. It's just small parts of his body. It's like, the far left side is just his legs. The middle ones is like midway through him jumping onto Lego or hitting into a fucking wall.
Yeah. Oh man. But
this is true wholesome man.
Good
He doesn't.
Times, seriously.
Oh god.
Man.
I wonder if he ever has kids and he'll stop this.
No.
I honestly don't know.
I really hope there's a second generation.
4-year-old child. Jump on the fucking Lego. Do it off the couch. Do it off the couch. Just do it. It's just...
And he just loves it. That's where it started.
Yeah, honest to God, man. That'd be fucking hilarious. Oh, man. That's funny. It's honestly the funniest shit ever. But, man. It's just something really interesting to see that people think about this. It's not something you just go off every day.
Oh no, God no.
Anyway, so as much as that's a lovely topic, I think we should try to introduce our new.
Let's leave that for another day. We'll
leave that for another day. Oh my god, this man's a hero. But I think I should introduce and say that we actually have our YouTube channel.
We do.
That we save and archive all our videos and put it onto YouTube. So if you ever miss out on the live streams, which you probably won't because you love us, hopefully. But we'll put them on YouTube, and like we've got Discord as well. We've also got a suggestion box, and we've also got meet and greet. So we've also got links in our Twitch channel that shows you to the YouTube channel.
You just gotta click on the picture and it's all there. It's all that. And
it's all there. Everything.
Please join the Discord. I want you guys to join. I want to talk to you. I want to get your ideas, and you know, we might even interview you. You know,
we want this to be a community thing,
and we want to get to know you a bit better. So
exactly. We want to create an environment that's healthy and very progressive.
Open, like
Where we
open
can,
this
yeah,
with-
open, and we can talk to
Like if
people.
we have any young doctors, I'd love to hear what that's all about.
Oh, that'd be
or
amazing. Yeah.
Just
Anything, just life
anything.
stories,
If
everything.
If you have an out there job, or you just have a regular job, but there's got a cool story or a cool quirk, please join it and just come on the stream, and we'll have you to tell it to everyone.
I mean, obviously, we're gonna have to go through and like sort of, just put in different things that we can probably interview people, and we'll do like a beforehand. Oh, this is what you talk about, just before people go off and
Yeah.
start blurring shit out for Twitch to be like, man, ban you.
Yeah. But yeah.
But obviously, we're gonna make this like a meet and greet, and we want people to feel comfortable with talking about stuff because we want to hear funny shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's got funny stories, honestly. But yeah, no, we've got it on our Discord. We got a meet and greet. We got a suggestions box.
You got the whole
Everything. You
shebang.
just let us know. We got the whole shebang already.
Alrighty. I think.
I think they got the idea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Definitely. But I want to go on the next topic. Actually, me and Max found really interesting is cosplayers,
Oh
and
my
I'll
God.
let you introduce this one.
No, you can do this one.
Are you sure?
Migraine just fucking thinking about it.
Well, cosplayers are an interesting breed of human.
Yeah, tell them, for those who don't know, for those who have been blessed enough to not be exposed to such humans.
Well, I mean, not all, like people think
Not all-
cosplayers
not
would be
all
these
bad.
like neckbeard people that
Well-
are just absolutely disgusting to pray.
Well.
I'm not saying that that's not them, because there's a lot of those people, but
There's a
there is
small
people
minority.
that like have day-to-day jobs that like in their afternoon they'd be like going to their back shed and making like a full clone trooper suit because they
So,
love that
what
shit,
is a cosplayer?
and they're doing
What
something
do
with their
you-
life.
What does one do as a cosplayer?
Well, cosplayer, from what we know, is like people that dress up and obviously play as a character that they find interesting and try to imitate or like I don't really know the the noun for cosplay.
They
I'll
just
actually
go
give it a
to
search up right
conventions
now.
and show
Yeah.
off the thing, which I think is really cool. Like, if you buy something and you just go on to fit in, that's cool. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been to like a few of those sorts of conventions. I do regret going to both immensely.
It's a cool environment from what I've seen.
It's
They
nice
look
once you get into it. When you're about to go in, you regret it immensely. Like, I remember we rocked up, we're walking up the staircase to the convention center, and the amount of people dressed as anime characters. By the way, I'm not into that. Okay, you can be into it all you like, but holy shit, were there like hundreds, man. Like, all just crazy bloody hair, the weirdest things, skimpy out, like,
yeah.
the range is endless, right? And I remember thinking, I really wish I brought a mask so I am not associated with this. Because this is not what I signed up for.
Somewhere in there, you've been seen in the background as just like a face that's just
Yeah.
obscenely disturbed.
Oh, dude.
Disturbed.
But there's
Disturbed
some
by
really
people.
cool stuff. Like, you don't see as much in Australia because we're a lot smaller, but in America and all that, the cosplays you see for some
Oh
of
my
those,
god, they go ham
They're
there. That's their
amazing.
culture.
like, the best ones I love to see are from Borderlands with the cartoony outlines.
Yes. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know how they do it.
It's
I
just
mean,
people with this cool hobby and they finally get to show it off. And I like
yeah,
that.
exactly. Things that like I think it sort of not deviates. I think it's sort of there's a fine line between cosplay and expression when it comes to that stuff because a lot of people now, like I've seen a lot of dudes dress up as girls. Like, go for it, dude. Honestly, you rock it, but don't be the dude that's going up to straight dudes and be like, "Oh my god, you're so hot,"
Yeah. There's a time
and then
to play.
being like, "Oh, I'm a dude." It's just weird.
Yeah.
I just want to let that. I
And
just want to let that out there.
And the beauty of cosplay is it doesn't it's not sexist or racist. It's anyone could be
Yeah.
anything, and no one
It's
cares.
an area where you feel
You
comfortable
will
with
be
other people.
admired more than no one is ever shamed as a cosplayer when you're
Yeah,
at it.
exactly.
Like, whenever you see it, like, I just, like, bought a mask off eBay that lights up, just so, again, the
Yeah.
second time when I knew to bring a mask so it wasn't associated. And, you know, people just say, oh, that's a sick mask. And it's like, you
Yeah.
didn't have to say, like, you just walk around and you just see people and like, that is so cool.
Yeah,
And
exactly. It's interesting to see people expressing themselves, and people usually take an interesting take on it.
Oh yeah, some
Like
I saw
they
Deadpool
modify it to all
Master
get
Chief.
out.
That.
Yeah.
Whew.
I mean, people in the Star Wars cosplay, they absolutely have a ball with that.
Yeah.
I mean, people that are like real big fans that are like middle-aged men
But they're like,
that don't really understand like creativity, they just go as Kylo Ren or something.
Ooh, even the ones
It's
who
like-
just go in Jedi robes.
Yeah,
Like,
it still
so
looks
easy.
cool.
And they just bring the little flick lightsaber from Target and.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, it's such a good community. But then you have the dark side.
The evil part of cosplay.
Can I just say, a lot of people like being a Mandalorian. Sorry, too many people like being Mandalorian.
Like being a Mandalorian. I mean, you can't say it's like one of the coolest
Like-
outfits in it, but
it definitely is. But like, you gotta like know your body enough to be able to like go,
On the farm,
okay,
we see lots of
I'm-
lines, crop lines,
I'm-
irrigation.
I don't know, I'm, a taller fella, so I can go as Jason. Like, you're not
Yeah.
gonna go as like Clank from Ratchet and Clank. Or,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're not gonna go as like a midget from a movie or something. You know what I mean? Like, a 7-foot dude won't go as a hobbit ever.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
But some people
Yeah.
just don't get that, and they go as these
True.
things, and it
Ambient,
it
immersive.
just doesn't work, man. I don't know. Have you ever seen a cosplay, Sam?
Yeah. I mean, how couldn't I have like?
I've seen some pretty.
It's insane how much detail people go through. One thing that I find interesting for cosplay is people that do ones that are like really tall and go through the effort for like
the mecha
months
suits
and months
shit.
to make it. Yeah, people that do like Chewbacca or someone that's got like a horror theme
They're
that's
sick.
like giant monster. They're cool.
What about have you seen that? Is it Adam Savage? Is it Savage or Savage? You know
Adam Savage,
from
I think.
Mythbusters?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He
Yeah,
does those incognito cosplays.
yeah,
That's a cool
but
idea.
they're cool.
Like, I
Mm.
can get behind that. Very
Yeah.
like some of them are really cool, but some of them just no
Yeah.
bad. You know, I forgot to bring my crucifix with me, kind of bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just like, come on, man. Don't go as a
Real low of the low stuff.
like. You
Yeah.
get those neckbeards who are like, I'm going as Sailor Moon, and it's not a joke. And
He's
you're
like
just
400
like-
pounds.
Oh,
and he's
But they're
his ass
always
crack's
short.
hanging out.
They are always really wide and really short. Not trying to discriminate, but for some reason, every time I find them, they're always like that.
Yeah.
And I'm a taller dude, so I can see them for like miles away.
Bro, I'm like 5'11", and you're like 5'2". Like, come on. That's another funny thing with like 5'11" and people. I find those funny.
And
They're pretty fun.
yeah, like there's so many good and bad things about it. It's nice, but at times,
Mm,
like,
it just gets too far.
have you
There's
seen
a
all the, like,
fine line
the
between where you
slave
can stop.
Leia things?
Yes, dude.
oh
Oh my
my-
god, I see so much of that.
And then like
It's
guys want to like take pictures with them, and like some of them are like really cool about it, but then guys take advantage of them, and then other times the girls make it really awkward for the guys to like even like go, hey, that's actually a cool costume or whatever. But like, some of them are way too skimpy, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Like, I get like a lot of those sort of characters are dressed like that, but like, come on, man. This is like an
You're there to
event where
look
like
like a
there are
character. You're not there to
kids
go
and
try and
yeah, you're not trying to get someone to.
www.cosplayers flirt with
Yeah, you know.
neckbeardpeople.com.au,
Yeah, don't
whatever it
fucking
is.
have your Tinder day go, oh, I'm
Oh
Mysterio, I'm
god.
in the back left.
Oh yuck.
Fucking ends up being 3 foot man. 100
Dwarf, you mean?
kilos.
But
Fucking.
nothing against dwarf people.
No, but like, you know what I mean. Short
Yeah.
neckbeard.
Short
Okay.
people. Yeah.
It's
Oh my
cool. I
God.
like it and I support it. But, like, just know your limits, guys. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
but it's not that hard.
A lot of the time I see people dressing up as like really skimpy anime characters. And it's like, I know that anime is cool and all, and it's like a lot of the time it's over sexualized because, you know, with the whole. Like, what is it? What's that rule? What's the rule where it's like anything and everything's on,
Oh,
you
Rule
know?
34.
Yeah. It's like with that, with like anime and stuff, it's just, oh god. But like people sort of take it to a new level where it's like they're intentionally going out to look overly sexualized.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about.
We're not trying to do this anyway. It's just.
You gotta
We're trying
pick
to
your
raise
outfits.
awareness, guys, okay? Just stop doing it. We love
Yeah.
the ones who do good stuff, but they're kids, man.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want your child walk. You walk in as like Obi-Wan
This is
Kenobi and your
supposed to be
son's
a
like
safe space.
child Anakin or something like that. And then this child sees like a half-naked woman walking down the thing is Leia. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't want your kid to see that.
Oh, it's yeah, and like, well, you know, crazy world we live in. What can you do?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, bloody hell.
Do you want to introduce the next topic, Max?
Oh no, all you today, man. It's all you.
Man.
Fuck, fine.
Nah. So, I reckon something that's really been on my mind recently as well. I'm not a big, like, stream watcher. I don't tend to watch streams a lot of other people. But it's, I find it really interesting that the way that people get up in the stream world is through...
Booty shorts and bending over.
Yes, exactly. Like, I know
It
people
is-
have discussed this so many times, but we can't stress it enough about how much of an advantage you have. It's like teenagers will see that and they're drooling on their fucking couches, sitting there like, whoa, this woman's like Jesus. Of course you're gonna have people, you're like, oh my god, I made it way here with like so much effort. It's like you dress up in a pair of booty shorts and like a tank top, and you've got an immediate like 200 people watching you. Yeah, no, it's just...
Oh, dude.
And like, I know
streamers-
people like to wear specific outfits and stuff to look good. You don't need to over-sexualize it though.
But
Like, you can
sex
wear
sells,
a long
man.
sleeve shirt or
That's just
something,
how it
or a
works.
short t-shirt.
It's
It
how
just
it
doesn't
goes.
make sense.
But it's not those two. It's also, I don't understand streamers who do like raids or like go out of their way to shit in other people's parades for their own.
Yeah.
That's low, man.
Mm.
Like,
I mean, I don't like go out of my way specifically to say, oh my god, you should quit Twitch because you're wearing a pair of booty shorts. Maybe that's something they want to wear on the day. Go for it. Don't over-sexualize. But people that go out of their way to create drama for their own benefit is just... I don't understand it. I know you want something to occupy yourself because you're so goddamn bored all the time, but... Like...
There's a big lack of respect too out there. Like as soon as
Yeah,
they get these
exactly.
big followings are like, oh my god, I have so much power, I can go off and piss on this parade, and I can treat people in these games like trash. And
Yeah, exactly.
they get away with it because...
And they're not self-aware about it.
It's terrible.
When they get called out, they're just like, oh, I didn't do it. It's like, yeah, you're not self-aware.
Yeah, you're a bit of a flog, mate, if
But-
that's the case.
Yeah, exactly. It
Streamers,
just seems to be...
there are cool ones, but there's the ones who aren't ethically got a right moral compass kind of vibe, if you catch them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. But it's just a lot of streamers seem to go with a trend, and if it brings them to a point where they're becoming famous, they'll stick with it. And obviously, if I had the chance to have a trend and it would bring up our channel, I'd do it maybe, but I wouldn't like squeeze it out to the point where it's dry and like you just have nothing left. But people just seem to latch onto something and stick with it, and then as soon as it goes away, they just go to the next thing. It's never people never have their own particular like style. It's just whatever's new and popping. And I mean, it's difficulty with Twitch and like YouTube and stuff like that, staying on like the algorithm and being popular. But it just seems to be something that's reoccurring,
Dude,
especially
all
game
the
streamers.
Poor people who donate these big amounts of monies to become their
Poor
boyfriend
souls.
or whatever.
Yeah,
And they're like, I love you so much, here, have my $500, which I actually really worked hard for. And they'll
yeah,
never,
and they're
ever
just like, oh
mention
my
it
god,
again.
yeah.
Thank you.
And
I
you
wanna
know-
buy some Gucci with this, and then they never
Yeah.
mention them again. It's like,
Yeah, exactly. And you know, some of the people that like get that money, they've had it before, and they're just like, oh my god, they do like a whole act up. They're like, oh my god, you're so amazing. I could buy you a car with this or some shit. And you know that they're trying to play it off as they're extremely excited, but they honestly have no sympathy for the person or like empathy
yeah, it's
to just say,
and it's
like, wow,
terrible
that's-
because you got all these, you know, these really nice fellas who are just trying to like impress someone, like, and they get real like, they get so captivated by them and they're not thinking straight, and they're, you know, throwing away all this money for nothing.
it's instinctual. They're just like, oh, hot woman, money, money, money.
Yeah.
It just seems like a waste. Just
It's,
note of the day, kids, don't donate a large sum of money. You can donate, just don't donate a large sum of
nothing
money.
over
Do
$10
like
I wouldn't
$2.
recommend.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you see people like Mr. Beast donating like a large sum of money. Like, that's
But
cool.
he's
Like,
got-
you donate that
he's
to
got the
someone that...
wallet for it too.
Yeah, exactly. He's got... I don't know how he does it.
That's true. Or you get paid shit tons on Twitch.
Yeah, it's companies and stuff investing money so they can be like, oh, look at me, lots of money. Let's go with the company. But, it seems like a really old topic now to talk about streamers, but it's still, like, something that's just...
I have a problem
It's
with
never-
streamers, Sam, and
Hmm.
my problem is that, like, gaming streamers specifically, more specifically, right? Like, I understand
Yeah.
if you're watching, like, a full Let's Play of stuff, but, like, podcasts I understand, and, like, group chats and, like, stuff like that, because that's stuff you have to, like, have the whole thing to understand. But, like,
Yeah, exactly.
editing and videos is such a... I don't know, it feels like Twitch kind of skips that whole process, the hard part, and only keeps the good
Yeah.
part. And it doesn't deliver quality thing by the end of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It seems like Twitch streamers are just easily let off. Especially it's just, I find that Twitch, like, I'm not a giant, I don't go through their forums and all that to look at how they operate, but like, you can tell that Twitch sort of directs their audience towards someone that's big and appealing, not to just them, but to like a particular audience that they know that would be teenagers, for instance. Teenagers are obviously going to watch a girl, and they'll stick with that and try and boost it up as much as possible. whether or not they put it on like a main page and say, oh, look at this person, they're playing, oh, I don't know, League of Legends or something. Just anything really, and they'll just boost it up more and more. But it just seems like it's particular audiences that they sort of direct it towards, and it's just unfair for lower people that want to deliver content that's actual quality, but they don't get the feedback that they need and the audience that they need. And it just seems like a waste of time. Anyway.
It's crazy, like... yeah, I know. And you also got, like, all the people who are new to it, too. Like, I think it's this easy thing. Like, you know, here we are. We're on the third podcast. Like, well, I'm not saying we're not doing... We're doing it alright. Like, we're not doing amazing, but it's hard. It's a hard thing to get into.
And you got day-to-day stuff you need to do. Obviously, like,
yeah, you have
being
a life. Young fellas,
yeah, exactly.
You know, they can't piss around all week on video games. They got school, they got sport, they got a whole range of things.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, aside from the awful community of Twitch,
we
they're
need
not
to
all
stop
of them,
shit
but
talking. We need to.
yes,
We need to.
I feel bad. I feel bad.
We've been
Anyway.
rambling, and we need to. I don't know.
We need to go on something else.
All right, Mister.
So something that I've really found interesting, and really I think it's become something that's popular on YouTube as well. That's sort of popped up is VR.
Jumping on the
and,
light
like-
bulb. Oh yeah, VR. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But VR, I find it so interesting how far
Dude.
technology's gone from like the standard VR systems, like having your phone sitting in something, and now you have
That
stuff.
shit.
Oh my god, I hated that.
That
shit.
was like,
But,
I remember we bought one from like a National Geographic, and we were like, this is gonna be this shit. It was only like $40, and we're like, oh my god, there's a rabbit there, and now it's like, get that trash out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the lowest of the low.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's really interesting, and people people love it. But I've seen like a thing of it where people just sort of try to get a VR headset, but it's so expensive.
Oh
like
my.
it's always expensive.
They are crazy shit, man. It's terrible. Like, you think, if you want to, like, do, like, rock up on a Vive or anything, that, you know, whatever you want to do, like Vive or Oculus, right? You got to buy the PC, and to get a PC that can run at 2,000, 3,000, and then just to get the VR headset's like another grand, and then on top of that, you have to buy all the games for it. Like, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I don't know the technicalities of how much it would be to develop and produce something that's that technologically advanced. I mean, they could probably make something more and more advanced, but they're probably saving it for a new system. For instance, a PS5 as well.
Oh yeah, well,
But
have you seen the new controller for it?
oh my god, it's phenomenal. Like they've got the
Have you seen the Valve Index, which is the one that has the finger tracking? It's like that, but on the PS4. And let me tell you, those controllers are outdated. Like, they lose tracking so easily, and it's
yeah.
annoying because I have the first gen PSVR, right? And the second gen one's not going to use the light tracking, it's actually going to use laser tracking.
Yeah.
Which is good, but
And
I can still buy those controllers because they have like an add-on up the top, which is cool.
yeah, exactly.
Hype for that. But
And it's just like how they develop more and more games. I know that this new Half-Life game, Half-Life Alyx, which I thought was amazing. It plays amazing from what I've heard. Like, I don't have a VR system, but I watch it a lot. And that's another thing as well. Like, too many people watch it because it's so expensive. They need to find a way to sort of downgrade it to a point where people can buy affordable equipment so they can buy these games to get bigger. Because I've seen, like, the statistics for people that buy Half-Life Alyx a lot of the people watch it more than they buy the game and play it,
Yeah.
which is sad because they
The
spent
devs don't
what
get money on it, and
7 years to develop it. Like,
But dude, like like
What's better than something?
you gotta like it's like they are so good now. I think they're understanding how VR works a bit better now too. Because when you're starting off with all these first gen, I'll call them first gen games, the first kind of line of games that come out with it, they were very much kind of basic and they weren't very intuitive because it was just starting out, right? And then they started like trying to get really high resolution games and really over detailed and like confusing stuff that you would be able to do on mouse and keyboard, right? But the thing is, it doesn't work in VR because you can only fit so many pixels on a little, a little monitor in your headset the size of your phone.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And your head's that close to it. So, like, it's amazing to see, like, when you're in there, when you watch on YouTube, the quality of it is amazing, but when you're in there, the quality
it's
some games are
downgraded
absolute
significantly. Yeah, exactly.
and
Like,
people don't realize that. Like, the cartoonier games are so much more immersive, even though they're not realistic looking whatsoever, because the rocks or, your hands look all right, they're nice to look at, they're easier to immerse yourself in. Whether if you're looking at some shitty polygon, really over the top, colorized hand, you're kind of wondering, am I off of bloody Alien Isolation? Like,
yeah, exactly. God, I remember when that game came out too. Wow.
That's on VR.
That's a shiz.
Someone's made it
Yeah.
on VR, and
That's insane. I'm never buying that.
and horror games.
I,
Holy shit, a horror game's worse than they were before. Like, I thought The Last of Us was scary. Turned out it wasn't, and I understand that. But you got, like, Resident Evil on that shit? It's terrifying. Like, I don't think people understand the concept of you being there and having to run for your life. Like, it's scary enough running for your life in any video game, but it's even scarier when the 6-foot man is actually 6 foot and standing over you.
exactly, yeah. Oh, but I think that's the cool thing about VR, because it gives you perspective.
Oh, it's so amazing to see the scale of things.
Oh, man.
Like,
And it
No
just feels
Man's
more
Sky.
realistic.
The ships in the game
Oh
are
my
huge.
god.
You gotta experience it, man. It's not the most it's nice to look at, but it's crazy to see the scale of things. And like holding objects and being able to like hold them in your hand and look at them, and like having the way to objects work. And it's funny how your mind works, because like I played, as you've seen, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, right? And when like you're holding a heavy axe, right? You hold it with one arm, it drops, and your hand kind of wants to follow where your hand is in the game, so it will go there.
Yeah.
And it's funny how it actually feels heavy. It doesn't feel it, but you get that sensation. It's clever how they're doing it now.
You know what would be an interesting concept for that? Like, I know they're probably developing more and more advanced stuff for VR to the point where you'd be able to run on like a treadmill or something, or something like.
Now.
I remember they seeing something that they have something like that, and it's really cool. But you can only go so far with that type of stuff without having to like be investing thousands and thousands of dollars or millions and millions.
Let me tell you, Sam. That technology is quite interesting, because what happens is, right, it doesn't, because you can't have it roll under your feet, or else the whole world would be really slippery and you'll be constantly
Yeah,
right?
exactly, yeah.
What
You'd have to have
is,
some like gimbal from the roof.
yeah, they have like a tracker, right, like a camera looking down on you, and they have AI figuring out where your next step is.
Yeah.
So the
I think
problem
what they
that it
do
can't
is
track
do
it
something.
fast enough.
Yeah, oh yeah, true, yeah. But I reckon what they would do is a cool concept would be implementing stuff like not like a full body suit, but suits that are tracking, like for instance like a weight distributor to understand when something's heavy, or when maybe when you're walking you have a like a, I don't know, like a pressure thing that tells whenever you're taking a step, or you can even like track that, I guess.
Yeah,
But
none of that Ready Player One shit where like when you get punched in the stomach, you're like, oh, I
you can
feel
feel
my
it.
ribs
You're like,
behaving."
oh, bro. Yeah, exactly. I mean, something like that actually exists now. They've got like vibrating suits where that's so cool. I forgot what that video is called, but you can feel people touching like your chest because it vibrates or has like a certain feeling in your chest that feels like someone's touching you there. It's just phenomenal how people develop stuff like that. And it's only the limit. Like sky's the limit for that stuff, man.
Lightsabers in VR.
Oh my
man.
god.
They're like
Everywhere
shit.
with that.
They're like the bee's knees, right up there with like bow and
Yeah.
arrows. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
dude, it's so cool to ignite a lightsaber in VR. It's like every childhood fantasy any man and his dog has ever had.
Yeah, exactly. It's so interesting how much they develop that type of stuff.
It's crazy.
And
they're good at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're getting really good at it. Like, the menu systems, they're understanding that, like, you can't do Skyrim in VR because of the fucking tracking
it
isn't,
just
like,
doesn't
intricate
work
enough to scan the menu.
Actually, funnily enough, we can check out the Skyrim VR video on our Polar Hatred YouTube channel. Which is... Yeah, we're doing that.
Oh, fuck.
We're doing that. No choice, we're doing that. But yeah, you can really see the difference in terms of quality of games, definitely for that one.
Oh,
but
like, that wasn't made to be in VR, so they did a good job considering, but...
Yeah, I find that it's really interesting how they do that type of stuff. And, I mean, Skyrim you can only take so far because it's such an old game, and probably trying to develop a game that's made in, 2012 I think it was released, and developing a VR system for it. Obviously you need updates with gameplay and stuff like that, but it'd be so difficult because the controls are not as advanced and like the rendering's not as advanced. The game doesn't look very good. It doesn't look visually appealing either. Like, the graphics only take you so far.
Well, it's not like... It's pretty game to look at. You're not going to get immersed in it, but...
Yeah.
It's not fun. Like, combat-wise, it's very bland.
Yeah. I mean, stuff like... What's that new combat game?
Blade of the Sorcery.
Yeah, that one's cool. Something like that implemented in Skyrim would be, like, immersive.
Dude, they are so... Like, those games... They are the bee's knees.
The stuff, yeah.
They're like... You know, like, when you're, like, fighting lightsabers with your friend when you were younger, and, like, when you see the other one, they would cry and run off and whatever. Like
Yeah.
But they
it's
die.
Like that, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, you know, no...
Kind of sadistic.
Yeah, but...
harm. Exactly. It's only,
But that
only
would
real
have,
combat.
Like, an impact on your mental thing, like, to be able to kill something when you're, like, fully immersed really says something about you.
God, I want to see how a baby would react to doing something like that. Like, I don't know, obviously a child that could walk, but, like, someone that doesn't have much of an understanding for technology, like, I reckon that would change their perspective and mental...
Well, it's, like
feeling if they killed a man in VR. It'd feel real.
It would be nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
It's like when we did all that, and it was like you stabbed a guy in a video game, and it's like, oh my god. Yeah.
Oh god. But I think the thing that I think's really interesting with games is like, they bring out more and more games that just take your breath away. Like, games that you don't even need something that's so technologically advanced that you could pick your nose with the goddamn VR head or VR like hand sensor thing. It's something like super hot. I love that game. That game was so fun. And I thought it was amazing.
It is.
It was the best time ever. Honestly, it was the most fun for a VR game. But it's just fun. And other stuff, What was the other one? I remember you playing Spider-Man VR. I remember listening to you play that. That was funny.
Oh man.
But
there's so many cool experiences out there. It's limitless potential. It's insane. Like
exactly.
I'm excited. There's so many new things coming out. Like there's a Star Wars game coming out. There's Iron Man VR coming out, and
God.
like
I think. Imagine how great it would be for VR if they really asked, like, as a communal thing, especially like we're absolute Star Wars fanboys, or fangirls, however you want it. But like, if you got a community together to make it, shut up. If you got a community of people that play Star Wars together to discuss a game that they'd like to play,
oh man,
it would just be
it would be
amazing. But obviously, there's gonna be some dumbass person that's like, put Ray Nude in the game or something like that. Some real dumb people.
That's what modders are for.
Exactly. But it's just, it's only so far you can go with a community like that because people are arrogant and immature, and you can't really listen to the community all the time because a lot of the time it'll be negative.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing. But people release games that are mind-blowing that you'd never suspect. Like that Saints and Sinners came out of nowhere and it was amazing.
Like the
honestly,
gameplay mechanics of it. If it wasn't a horror game, I'd play it, man.
Yeah. But let it be known that that game quite literally makes you defecate in your pants. Like
it sets such a good environment for horror.
Atmosphere is just like I've only seen videos of it. If I can't wait to play it, dude. But
I wouldn't let anyone play it ever.
Play it. It's sort of
the
like a death wish for that.
And the inventory system is really well thought out and like super good. So you're not OP and it works, and like going through your pack takes long enough but not too long, and it's really well thought out.
Yeah.
I just can't get behind the horror. So I'm never playing it again or ever installing it. That's the end of
but
fucking that. When it just
god.
It's good how they're learning that. Like when you see that, it restores my faith because I'm like, okay, they got really good inventory, really good upgrade system. Combat's actually kind of intuitive, and there's a lot of variables to think about, and they've hit all of them on the head. Like if it wasn't a horror game, all for it. Seriously, like it is a really well fleshed out game that they've gone. We need this, and this. This is all the problems. We're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Did they even have like they can track your voice?
That is amazing. Like I didn't.
It's not good.
I didn't know that was a thing until recently. Exactly.
Like, I
probably
look
should
back
tell
on
you at the
my
start.
recordings about it, right? And I'm like talking really loudly. I'm not in like I have my mic down because you can hear me talk. And I'm just pissing on talking about shit, and I'm wondering where these zombies are coming from. And it's because my loud mouth is attracting them all.
That'd be hell if you're getting a phone call mid-game with your headset down. Dun. Shit.
Do you mean
it's gonna be like that Jurassic Park thing where the phone goes off and Dinosaur sees it. Oh man. God, it's amazing how much they can actually do with it, honest to God. But
sky's the limit, man.
Sky's the limit, yeah. It is the limit.
It's the limit.
It's amazing.
It's all the way up there. And they've just knocked it on the head, like.
Dodge it.
Can they like release a nice, family-friendly, like, I don't know, Zelda, nice little. Easy game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Link, you know, just something nice that I'm not shitting myself. Like that game, you're walking around and you you're never like happy to opening a door is always like you're never excited to do that. Walking
No.
next to dead bodies, never hyped to do that, and like it's just so bad when it comes to all that. Good times.
Yeah. One thing that I actually found interesting recently as well is how over the years, like I know this is a complete topic change, but I really want to talk about this, is music. Like how much music is changing to appease for everybody's new fascination with like electronic stuff.
Skrillex's
like EDM
is just about as good as his haircut.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
can take
people are
that
probably...
two ways.
Dude, you're gonna have like a subreddit absolutely shit on you now. You're gonna have some like dude that's an assassin
You
going
know
after
what?
you, like
Look,
talking shit
all
about Skrillex.
for him because he's revolutionized it and he's cool. You know,
Gotcha.
like all for it, but like
That's
I can't
the
get
type of
behind
music
the
you
dog
only
book
found
music,
interesting
man.
when you were in like your teens, like
I
early
didn't even
teens.
get into it. Never like ever.
Dude,
like,
I was way
as
into
long
that
as you
stuff when
got
I was
a
12,
fucking
13.
drum kit, a guitar, or whatever, and it's real, like a real instrument, and real lyrics, that is music. You cannot change my mind about it. You can add all the electronic shit on top of it, but
I think the way that people are portraying electronic music with the whole wub wub is making it look bad. I can say like wholeheartedly that electronic music, they can do so much stuff with that.
like remixes
They can make
are
it
good. I love remixes
Yeah.
with it. That's
Yeah,
cool.
exactly.
I really like that.
And I think the reason why it's shit on so much is because it's so easy to develop like really big songs just through a computer. And people are like, oh, it doesn't take skill. It's like, I mean, everything's becoming easier. And I think they're annoyed because it's a lazy way of doing it. And that's understandable. You do need to have years and years of practice to fully like grasp the concept of playing a guitar. Like you need muscle memory and you need to know songs
There's a bit
and you
more
need
skill.
equipment and stuff. Like it's so much to it, but
Garage
it's
band is just
Garage
all
band.
over.
Yeah.
It's definitely but again, it's really hard for creators to make something original.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I mean,
100 years of music and
I
then,
find-
like fresh hits.
I find it rare to hit like a song that hits hard, that's really good, and has an instrumental like
Dude,
surrounding for it,
the
like
best
an
feeling is
orchestra.
when you find those hidden gems. That
Oh
you,
my
like,
god, dude!
like
And
they're
you just
by your
you find
favorite
it.
artist and you never heard them, and you find
Yeah.
out about them like 2 years later, and you're just like, I just love this artist that bit more now.
That, but
Like I found
Someone-
this Elton John song.
yeah,
Oh, I just went like, fuck, does he just? Oh,
he
he's
just
a gift
nails
that
it
keeps
every
giving.
time. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh man.
And the best thing about music is it's so varied that you have your own way of expressing yourself.
Yeah, it's annoying when people.
One artist. Oh, sorry, you go.
Well, I was just gonna say it's really annoying when you ask someone, "Oh, what's your favorite music type?" and they're like, "Oh, everything."
It's like
Oh,
no.
but you know what?
Look, man,
Piss
if you
off,
like EDM,
alright?
just tell us. We don't care. But it's honestly like one artist that I found recently that is really interesting, and he nails it so much with it. Is sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that crosses out Billie Eilish.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, she's got an interest. She's got a
She's
really
her own thing,
interesting.
and I love that.
I don't like her personally,
I
and
don't
neither does
like
Max.
the face that she puts on. The whole I'm always depressed and I'm
It's a
always the
persona.
bad
It's a persona,
guy.
and people put it on because it's relatable, and teenagers that are sad can relate to that.
Yeah,
And obviously people with like mental disabilities, yada yada, can relate to that. And that's what music is relation and getting something.
they're probably like a
is-
really nice person. But the only
Yeah,
problem
no,
is
she's
that they put this bullshit character on that I just can't get behind. Like, the music's alright, but they
Yeah,
just
exactly.
put this persona on that. I just can't. It's like mumble rap. Like, some of it's
Yeah,
alright,
no,
but I can't get
mumble
behind
rap,
some of the
no.
people.
Nah.
Like, I used to be a bit iffy with Post Malone because of
Remember
like,
that?
how he was.
I don't know. Post Malone used to be sort of like a mumble rapper.
Yeah, but then.
But nowadays he's getting really good. There's a song that he has is called Circles, and it's like, it's probably considered old now, but I thought it was really cool. And that's just opinion about music, but back onto instrumental
Yes,
music that I
what
find
you were
really
saying,
interesting.
so-
Like, the way that people sort of go back and forth, like, between it, and people that can implement it both at the same time, like electronic
Imagine
music
Dragons.
and instruments. Imagine Dragons, and
Oh.
also someone that I love personally, that's, in my opinion, highly underrated, is Woodkid.
Drumroll.
And he has songs like
That is true.
Run Boy Run and Iron and Golden Age and all of that.
Run
You can
Boy
just
Run.
tell the authenticity and like the pure heart and soul in the song that's like with the instruments, and you can hear the orchestras in the background. It's just everything you want. And like Elton John, like you enjoy him because he's like, he's got a skill and a knack for music, and it just sounds amazing.
And they're
but
good
stuff,
lyrics and good.
yeah, exactly. You
melody.
need a song with a meaning and lyrics.
I
You,
miss.
I mean-
lyrics and like really
Yeah.
well thought out lyrics that you get. Like,
even nowadays with lyrics, it seems to be repetitive.
yeah, it's too. Yeah, like you got like. Like in like a lot of those older songs, they start to get up to like 6 minutes, which is crazy.
God, yeah.
And then
I know
But they had,
American
like-
Pie has like.
yeah,
How
like,
long is that?
But like, dude, there are like that many verses in that song, and they're all
my
unique
God.
and different.
Yeah,
and it tells us
exactly.
really cool story. Like, take Big Iron, right? That's not a long
Mm.
song. It's an older song, right? It has like what
That's such a
5
good song.
unique verses, right?
Yeah.
And it's got the Big Iron on your hip chorus little bit. But
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it has all those unique verses and they're not bloody doof doof and repeated, you
Yeah,
get, like
exactly.
a really cool little folk tale and a song that's catchy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That is a really special thing.
And I think people nowadays, the reason that music's losing its touch is because people have so much demand for music to be released so frequently. No, people spend like a year. Someone could spend a year to develop a song that's just so good, that just has your heart and soul in it. Nowadays, it's just like every month they need a song from this artist because they feel like it's dead. And it's sad to see, but you can't say that all music nowadays is bad, because honestly, there's
definitely
people,
not. I love some.
amazing people nowadays.
It's just but a lot now you see, which is funnily enough, is like remasters.
Yeah,
Like what's that one where it's you know, the one that's like time to do the 2-step and the cowboy. What's that? The hoedown. Hoedown?
oh yeah.
Whatever it is. I think that's a remaster.
I think so. I don't know.
I'm
There's
like
a lot of songs in
90%
there
sure
that's
it's a remaster. But like there are a lot of songs which have been remastered. Like Lord doing Tears for Fears, Everyone Wants to
oh
Be Loved.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
so many cool takes on older songs, which I can get behind that. That's cool.
And you can't say that it's lazy because they are putting effort and a different
Well, yeah,
concept
as
into a
long
song
as
and a
you're not-
different feel.
Yeah, as long as you're not just doing an acoustic guitar cover of it.
Yeah,
Like,
in the
it's
background.
the-
Yeah, no.
The 5 different ones on Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that you need to put like a different concept over. But honestly, I think music is just, dude, I could go on forever about this, but
Dude, tell me that.
it's just so much authenticity and variation in how it displays a story or a feeling, emotion. It's just amazing, and you can do anything. And it's weird how it's changing, because people seem to see it as changing for the worse. Maybe it's the
Mumble
same thing
rap,
back in
I
the
lost
80s.
faith. Like, completely lost
Everybody
it.
did. No one loves that.
Or
I mean,
you'll be
people that are like
surprised.
slightly.
The people who did were like, they're like trying to be fucking edgy, and
Yeah.
you know to God that they aren't edgy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, look,
But-
it's the yeah. I get what you're saying. Where there's this premise where music's going shit because it's just new and it's different, and there's nowhere really left to go with it. And where we do go with it, no one can appreciate it.
Yeah. I think people need. I'm not saying this is like. I think instruments need to sort of. I mean, I reckon there's an instrument out there that we haven't found that makes a particular noise. And I mean,
Oh,
you've
you got
got.
all that Chinese stuff that with that those guys who did that Fallen Order soundtrack.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that was
No, that's
cool.
amazing. Like that's cool. And actually, it's funny. I was actually driving around with my brother, and he's got a whole playlist on Spotify devoted to that music, and it's so cool. Like
But
you think it's so strange.
But it's pretty sick when you hear some of it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just something you just have to have a particular interest in, and it's great that music has so much variety.
Dude,
And
every
I think the
country's
same
got
thing with
something.
like, oh god, yeah. But the one thing that I found with EDM is I think people sticking with it again as being as a negative thing nowadays because it seems lazy, and it was the same thing back in the 70s and 80s when it was first discovered.
You know what I miss? Discos. Like you have EDM at
Yeah.
raves. I miss discos
Yeah.
where you went there.
Discos are
You had
cool.
some cool disco songs going on, and you just had a good time singing along
Yeah.
and whatever. It's not this rave shit where like some guy accidentally bumps into you with his fucking meth needle. Oh, and then you get your fucking glow
Yeah,
sticks and break
exactly.
them over your head, and you're like, you know, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Just runs into a
safer and
Nicki
nicer.
Minaj, am I right?
You know, they're not like. Have you heard about like the elephant tranquilizer? How that was a drug at one of those.
Yeah,
it's like,
that
"Yeah,
was-
elephant tranquilizer. As soon as you touch it, you fucking drop dead. Like
Exactly, yeah.
it was so
But-
much safer and so much more enjoyable. I reckon.
And you can't. Oh, obviously, we can't say that they didn't do drugs back then.
But
Obviously,
it was
people were doing like
safer. It was
fucking
so
crack
much
in the
safer.
toilet.
Like the drugs then were so much safer than they are now.
Yeah, true. That's
Like,
true.
Not to say do drugs because I'm totally against it, but
Fully against it. Never do drugs.
it's that it was a safer time. Like now,
Yeah.
it's really like, hey, this isn't home, Brent. Like you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's yeah. Again, we could go on for hours about this shit. It's,
But honestly, I think we're getting to that point where we need to
have
wrap it
hit
up
the
because I'm gonna
hour
keep
mark.
talking about this.
which
And
surprises like all of us that we continually do this every week. It's just
And
so much
we-
quality content for 1 hour. It's insane.
yeah, exactly.
Like, how do
And
you
we feel-
guys?
Like honestly, just I think you guys need to go onto our Discord
You
and
do.
check out our YouTube channel. It would be definitely worth your
Join the
time.
Discord. I cannot stress that.
Join the
enough.